Hello, and welcome to Modern Skills in English. Today, we're talking about something almost everyone feels but nobody wants to show: nervousness. That moment in a presentation or an interview when your heart is pounding, but you desperately need to look calm and in control.
I have a huge presentation next week. I'm already thinking about it. I know my material, I really do, but my body just betrays me. I know my hands will start shaking or my voice will get tight, and I feel like everyone in the room is just staring, thinking, he's so nervous, he doesn't belong here. How do you even begin to control that?
That's the real question, isn't it? And it's the exact place most of us get stuck. We focus on trying to control the feeling inside. But what if the goal isn't to stop feeling nervous?
What other goal is there? The nervousness is the problem. If I could just get rid of it, I'd be fine.
Most students believe that. They think, I must stop feeling anxious to appear confident, so they fight the feeling. They tell themselves, calm down, which of course has the opposite effect.
Exactly. It just makes me more aware of how not calm I am.
The reframe is this: your nervous energy is not your enemy. It's just energy. The real problem is that you're letting that energy leak out in chaotic, uncontrolled ways. We're not aiming to eliminate the feeling. We're aiming to manage the physical signals it creates.
Manage the signals. You mean like manage my shaking hands? Because my first instinct is to hide them, put them in my pockets, sit on them, anything.
That's a perfect place to start. Let's call that our first turning point: the hands. Most people, like you, feel their hands are a source of shame. They fidget, they drum their fingers, they hide them. It feels like a logical solution to a visible problem.
Right. If you can't see them shake, the problem is solved.
But it quietly fails, because when you hide your hands, you're sending an even stronger signal of anxiety. It looks defensive, closed, and untrustworthy. The absence of your hands becomes very obvious, almost distracting.
So I'm making it worse by trying to fix it. That's great.
You're not alone in that. The new way to think is this: your hands are not a liability. They are tools for communication. Instead of trying to stop them, we need to give them a simple, calm job to do.
A job? What kind of job?
Something gentle. If you're sitting, you can rest them lightly on the table, one on top of the other. Or you can hold a pen, but with a relaxed grip, not a death grip. If you are standing, you can let them hang at your sides. The goal is open and relaxed, not hidden and tense. The strange thing is, when you make the hiding of your hands so obvious, the action itself becomes incredibly conspicuous.
Okay, so just letting them be visible is better. It feels exposed. But I guess hiding them is a very conspicuous sign of fear. I see that now.
It is. Now let's think about the second place that energy leaks out: your posture. What do you do with your body when you feel nervous or intimidated?
I think I make myself smaller. My shoulders come forward. I kinda hunch over. It feels safer somehow, like I'm less of a target for people to look at.
That's a universal human instinct. We shrink to protect ourselves. We believe that being smaller makes us less visible, less open to judgment.
And it's wrong, isn't it?
It fails because it broadcasts uncertainty. But more importantly, it physically hurts you. When you hunch your shoulders, you restrict your ability to breathe deeply. Your breathing becomes shallow, which tells your brain there is a real danger, and that increases your physical anxiety. It's a feedback loop.
Wow, I never thought about that. My posture could be making my panic worse. So what's the new way? Just stand up straight? My parents told me that a million times.
It's a bit more than just standing up straight. That can feel stiff and unnatural. The new thought is about creating space. Imagine a string is gently pulling the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. Your spine gets longer. Your shoulders, instead of being pulled back, just relax and fall down. The change is often very subtle.
A string on my head. Okay, I can picture that. It feels less aggressive than shoulders back, chest out. A subtle change, like you said.
Exactly. It creates an open, grounded presence. It tells your own body that you have space to breathe, that you are not in danger, and it signals to others that you are comfortable in your own skin.
Okay, so I've given my hands a calm job. I've used a subtle shift in my posture to create space, but what about the nervous energy inside? I still feel like I need to move. I shift my weight from foot to foot, or I pace a little. It feels like I'm releasing pressure.
That's our third turning point: stillness and movement. The belief is that moving around burns off nervous energy, and in a way it does.
But
But it fails because the movement is random. It's reactive, not purposeful. To an audience, that constant shifting looks like you want to escape. It tells them you are not in control of your own body, so how can you be in control of your ideas?
I'm just trying not to explode from the stress, and they think I'm not confident in my presentation.
That's the disconnect. So the new way of thinking is that stillness is a form of power. And when you do move, the movement should be planned. It should have a purpose. Every gesture, every step you take should feel deliberate.
Deliberate movement. What does that actually look like?
Instead of shifting your weight, plant both feet firmly on the ground. Feel your connection to the floor. When you want to make a point or transition to a new topic, take 2 clear steps to one side. Stop. Plant your feet again. Then deliver your next idea. The movement is a tool to structure your presentation, not a nervous tic. It's the difference between wandering and traveling.
Okay, this all makes sense in theory. Deliberate hands, open posture, purposeful movement. But it feels like acting. If I'm doing all this consciously, aren't I just being fake? Won't people see through it? What if I'm still terrified inside? That feels like the real problem.
That's the most important question mark. And the fear of being fake is what stops most people from ever trying. We have this idea that our outside must perfectly match our inside, but that's not how it works.
So what does that mean?
It means you are not faking confidence. You are practicing the actions of confidence. Think of it like this. A musician practices scales. At first, it's mechanical and maybe feels unnatural, but they practice them so that in the performance, their fingers know where to go without thinking. You are just practicing the physical scales of confidence.
So it's a skill, not a personality trait.
Precisely. And it creates another one of those feedback loops, but this time a positive one. When your body is calm and grounded, when your posture is open, your breathing is deep, and your movements are deliberate, it sends a signal back to your brain that says, we are safe. We are in control. The feeling of calm can actually follow the action. It starts from the outside in.
So I don't have to wait to feel calm. I can act calm to help myself become calm. The actions are the starting point, not the result of a feeling I don't have yet.
Exactly. And when your calm body language and your spoken words are aligned, your message starts to connect with people on a different level. It starts to resonate.
Because they aren't being distracted by my nervous signals. They can actually hear what I'm saying. And that feeling will resonate with them. And maybe eventually with me.
That is the path. You're not trying to build a fake version of yourself. You are giving your real self a stronger foundation to stand on. All of these physical adjustments, the hands, the posture, the movement, are tools to find your own sense of composure.
Composure. I like that word. It doesn't feel like confidence, which sounds so loud and maybe arrogant. Composure feels quiet. It feels solid.
And it's built from these small, manageable actions. It's not magic, it's practice. So when you're preparing for your presentation, don't just practice the words. Practice how you will stand. Practice where your hands will rest.
Practice the stillness. That feels like the hardest part. The silence.
It is. But that's where your presence is felt the most. When you can stand there, grounded, breathing, and make eye contact, you communicate control without saying a word. Your calm becomes more conspicuous than any nervous tic ever was.
So even if my heart is still beating fast, my physical message is one of composure. It's like the subtle adjustments create a different story on the outside.
You're telling a story of control and self-possession, a story that you will eventually start to believe yourself.
It's not about hiding the storm inside me. It's about building a calm house around it. And maybe, over time, the storm gets a little quieter because the house is so strong.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
I think I can try that.
Thank you for joining us today on Modern Skills in English. If there's a specific challenge you're facing in your studies or your work, or a topic you'd like us to explore, please let us know in the comments. We read every one.